G'day guys, welcome to our August income report. Now in these videos I don't just talk about our income, I give tips along the way, and I have ever since I started doing this. So let's get into it. So first off, for August we had 403 orders. That's a revenue of $9,834 and our conversion rate was 4%. Now I put down here last year's compared to this year. So you can see that the orders decreased 14% compared to this time last year. Now my thoughts with that is it's a lot more competitive now. There's a lot more teachers on YouTube teaching how to do print on demand on Etsy. So more people are doing it. So there's more people getting into the teacher niches. We had a couple of shirts that did really well, whereas last year we had more shirts that sold. Whereas this year there was probably under 10 that sold really well, whereas last year there was multiple ones that sold. So in July, this was a drop from July as well, we had 453 orders and our revenue was 11,000. So back to August was 9,000. So as you can see here, our top day was actually the 1st of August when we had 27 orders. So that was a big day for us and they were mainly teachers' items. So here we can look at where the traffic's come from. Etsy search was down. Etsy marketing, we were running ads on some of those shirts, so that was bringing in some traffic. And as you can see here, the Etsy ads 76. Social media, we weren't being shared on social media, and direct traffic was down as well. So our top 5 orders here, and this one down the bottom I just wanted to draw your attention to, and it is these custom pin buttons. So they're actually quite inexpensive. The starting price is $1.60 there, and then you've got shipping on top of that. But yeah, we managed to sell 15 of them. So that was in our top 5 in the amount of orders we got. Our number 1 shirt is still bringing in most of the revenue with $2,600 there. And then the rest were under $400, and these are teachers' shirts. So ads wise, we had 7 orders from ads. We spent $56 US and we made $152 US. So we were happy with that. I do really feel like with Etsy that it has helped the algorithm just by running some ads. Sometimes we've gone up to $10, we've been down to $2. We aren't doing the whole store. Our Etsy guidelines that we tend to use, it's got to be something that's already selling so that we've already got the sales conversions on it, and then we're just giving it a real boost. So that's what we tend to do. And then jumping back to July, you can see we got 11 orders from ads and a far greater revenue there. So one thing I wanted to talk about here was making more profit from the same item. And because we're not doing 20 sales per day every day, it is very easy to make a little bit more money on the items that we are selling. So specifically, Swift POD sports grey. So they seem to be priced the same as the Ash sweatshirts, the Gildan 18,000, which is very expensive for this 2 extra large, $19 US. Whereas if I transfer it to Monster Digital, which is our main print provider for t-shirts, if I transfer it over there for the sweatshirt, it's $14.64. So that is $4.99 more in our pocket than in Printify's pocket. So that's just one item. So I do tend to change over the sports greys from Swift POD to Monster Digital. I just find it's worth my time. Look at that money there that we're making that's in our pocket instead of theirs. So I wanted to put up here some items that are selling. So those pin buttons I talked about, they are fantastic. We don't do specific designs for them. They're designs that we've got on t-shirts. I've just put on those. Then phone cases, we've been selling tough phone cases, and the Bella Canvas 3001 and the Gildan 18,000. They're kind of our main sellers. With the tough cases, I've started to do more custom items, people wanting specific names on their phone cases, which has been increasing our revenue there, rather than just doing a generic one. So here's the breakdown in Etsy, and this is in Australian dollars because we're in Australia. So as you can see, the total sales was 17,500, but once you minus the refunds, the sales tax paid by the buyer, then it ends up being 16,527. And then here you can look at these fees. So that is a lot of fees, 2,000. However, if we had a Shopify store, there is no way that we could generate the traffic that we get on Etsy. So that's just part of it. We just factor it into our pricing so that we're making a profit. And then marketing down here, you can see Etsy ads was $81 and offsite ads was 33 Australian dollars. Now we don't have a choice about having offsite ads because of how much revenue we're making, so it is what it is. So for August here, this is our income and expenses, just keeping it super simple. Etsy payments minus Printify costs is 5,000 Australian, which works out to be 3,400 US dollars. This month we're charging shipping for all items, and as you can see, there's not a massive change in our revenue. We're back to charging for sweatshirts. We've been charging for t-shirts for a long time now. These two we're not focusing on, so I haven't even put anything there. Now, right here, this infographic you can get from Printify. If you've got a merchant success manager, sometimes when you're in Printify, it pops up that you can kind of talk to someone specifically. We did this recently where we had a meeting. It's quite amazing technology these days. We're in Australia, he was in Lithuania, and we were just talking about tactics and the Etsy algorithm, and he was giving us some tips for our shop. One of the main things he said is we're really building towards Black Friday and that weekend and Cyber Monday. He talked about having our shop ready to go. He suggested free shipping. He said just trying to offer more to your buyer so that they will buy. And last year we did do really well at that time, so that's where we're aiming. So over here you can see most of our products go through Monster Digital. A few went through Swift POD and then Spoke Custom Products. And then there's the phone cases. There's 13 of those. Texas is still our main place. California's next. So the majority that we've sold is t-shirts, as you can see there. Sweatshirts are starting to build up again. Accessories, phone cases, like I said, 6 bags, 3 mugs. And once again, it's the white t-shirts that are smashing it for us. So small, medium, large, extra large. They're the ones that are doing really well for us. So the white t-shirts are the ones that are doing really well for us. I've mentioned before in these videos how I adjust the smalls in Monster Digital so that they're bigger, so that they're not too small with their design scaling. Let me know in the comments if you don't know what I'm talking about, and I can link the video where I've talked about this in depth. Alrighty guys, so I'm gonna leave a couple of videos here for you. It's really important you've got awesome mock-ups, so I'm gonna leave a mock-up video here and also my playlist for the monthly income reports. Thanks for watching. Bye.